Good evening and happy Monday. It's another fall-like day here on FSU weather. Fake fall at that, where it's warm and sunny, but we have those cool mornings to start off with. So kind of like a trick to the system, right? Where most of us right now still sitting in the upper 70s, 78 in Tallahassee. Over in Valdosta, they're getting down to 73, 74 over in Apalachicola. But as we head through the next couple of days, we kind of stick with this cool theme. So we're cool, we're comfortable in the mornings, and then we start to warm up by the afternoon. So we've also got an area to watch in the Caribbean. We want to keep a close eye on that as it may try to move up out of the Caribbean into the Gulf over the next couple of days' time. And then, of course, it's Monday, so it's Mythbuster Monday. We're going to talk all about that and more tonight on FSU Weather.
Welcome back to FSU Weather. Happy Monday, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Ayanna Clemens.
And I'm student meteorologist Sloan Delaney.
And we have an awesome show for you guys. We got a lot of people on the show today, so you get to see everyone you see throughout the week all here on this Monday show, including me.
Yeah, our very special guest. Yes. Usually Ayanna is the Monday show producer.
Yep.
But today we could actually have her on the show.
Yes,
so very exciting.
Yes.
What do you think about some of these cooler temperatures, some of those morning lows?
I mean, when I woke up
it's
this
getting a little
morning,
chilly out there.
I know, I grabbed my sweatshirt, I saw 61 and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to grab a sweatshirt, but then I regretted it later in the afternoon when I headed to Starbucks. It was toasty out there.
Yeah, I know.
Like Brian was saying, it's very hot out there right now.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely that time of year when you bring that jacket, bring that sweatshirt, and then it gets to 3 p.m. and you're like, why do I have this?
Yep.
I need to throw this
Put
in
it
the trash
in the backpack and
You got Starbucks? Did you get some fall drinks?
I didn't, but I got hot tea. I was trying to still feel, you know, the fall vibes with
that
the
is
hot,
very fall.
you know, tea. But I mean, I've tried some of the fall drinks. I like them sometimes, but I feel like it still feels warm outside, so it's not appropriate yet. But we'll see. Maybe as we head into this week, we're going to get a little bit more cooler lows, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah, exactly. I love fall time and Halloween time. That's my favorite time of year.
Yes.
But I feel like recently I just haven't been able to get in the spirit. It's been warm, but I think in the next couple of days, like you said, those cooler overnight lows will definitely get me in the spirit.
Yeah, so
maybe I'll get like a pumpkin drink from Starbucks.
Go carve a pumpkin this weekend.
Or go carve a pumpkin.
Got a bye week, might as well. So got time to do so.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and toss things back to Ryan with another look at what's going on right here in Tallahassee as well as our tropics.
Yeah, thanks, girls. So again, you know, tropics staying active, right? We've got a 70% chance of development with this blob over the next couple of days' time as it moves more to the Caribbean. The thing we want to watch for is as it starts to develop, at some point it's expected to make a sharp right-hand turn, and as it moves towards the Dominican and Haiti, it has the potential to bring some significant rainfall to the island. So we could see some spots that see over 2 feet of rainfall, and it all depends on when it curves. So if it curves earlier, it could be more of a Hispaniola effect. If it curves a little bit later, we could be watching towards Cuba, the Bahamas, maybe the east coast of Florida for some impacts. Just something to keep an eye on, nothing to worry about in the tropics. And we've got some gorgeous weather close to home. Taking a look outside, the FSU Sportsplex, lovely evening over at the FSU Res. If you're out on the lake this evening, absolutely gorgeous conditions out that way. And nothing to worry about on our radar, just some debris being picked up on our radar, nothing really to worry about. Clear scan across most of the area tonight. And again, we're warm, 78 degrees in downtown, 76 over in Mariana, 74 down at the coast in Apalachicola. As we get into the feels-like temperatures, once we factor in the humidity, we're actually pretty close to our actual temperature, 78 degrees in Tallahassee, again, 73 in Valdosta. But take a look at the overnight lows tonight. 48 degrees this evening in Valdosta, 48 in Thomasville, all in the north of Georgia. We get into the upper 40s. So keep in mind, out the door tomorrow morning, you probably want to have one of those jackets, one of those coats to keep you warm, and then we get warm as the day goes on. So it's kind of a little bit of a trick to the system. We start off cool, and then we warm up. Take a look at our almanac for today. This morning, we got into the upper 50s, 58 degrees at Tallahassee International Airport. We got to 79 degrees today, just shy of our average, but it still felt pretty warm and well off of our record. Out the door tomorrow, we start off in the 40s and 50s across town. We warm up quickly, though. Notice by 9 a.m., 55 degrees, and then by lunchtime, 74 degrees tomorrow afternoon. We get to near 80 by sunset tomorrow. It's going to be another typically hot day across Tallahassee, where it's that fake fall day of it's cold in the morning, it's hot in the afternoon. Ayanna, how are you going to dress tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I'm going to dress tomorrow. I'm definitely going to have to bring those layers, but people a little bit more south in South Florida, even Miami, take a look at this. They're at 82, so they won't need those layers. We got some clouds, and actually, you know, some of our regions are looking pretty clear as well, just like they were here in Tallahassee. Tampa, 87 there, so it is nice and toasty down south. And taking a look at our live radar right now, you can see most of the areas of Florida, especially up in North Florida and here in Tallahassee, sitting nice and clear, especially because of that front, leaving things clear for us here in Tallahassee. But just down towards South Florida, you can even see some of these showers and storms moving from the northeast down into southwest Florida, especially through Collier County and even into Marco Island. I'm going to have to let my parents know. Parents, if you're watching this, you've got some storms on your way right now, and they're pretty active right now as well. And then as we head over a little bit more north on the east coast, you can see some of those storms really rolling off just right into the coast. So you can see that some of those showers and storms are around West Palm Beach and moving inland as well. Those current temperatures, nice and warm here in 77 in Tallahassee, and clear as well outside. It's very gorgeous. On my way to class, 86 in Tampa, so it's very warm as we head south, and then even down towards Miami, 83 there. So warm conditions as we head through South Florida. But if you look at those tonight's lows for us, especially North Florida, Tallahassee, 49. So bring that jacket if you're heading out tonight here. But then if you take a look, Gainesville, and then as we head more south, 58 there, and then 73 in Fort Myers. So a lot warmer conditions in those lows for them. But our futurecast, you can see those showers and storms are going to continue to roll in throughout the day and then move their way out. It's kind of that typical pattern for us here in Florida. But we're looking nice and clear on Wednesday at 7 a.m., which is great news. Now for tomorrow afternoon, you can see those temperatures are going to heat back up, especially for us here in Tallahassee in those 80s. And then as you head a little bit more south, Fort Myers pushing 90, 89 there. And you can see, again, some of those showers and storms are going to be making their way through the East Coast. But for us, the southeast, we're going to see, you know, those same conditions. What is going on with that, Sloan?
Yeah, definitely, Anna. We've got some similar conditions for the southeast. We're staying, again, nice and toasty in Tampa at 87 degrees. A little bit cooler up in Nashville at 71. We're seeing mostly clear skies across the southeast right now, which is definitely a very, very good thing. So right now, again, with that false fall, we're seeing some of those warmer afternoon, early evening temperatures. A lot of us going to be in the 70s up north, but again, in the 80s still as we get to South Florida. Our dew points are a very different story, though. Take a look at these low dew points in the 30s, places like Montgomery and Nashville. The closer that dew point is to the actual temperature, the more muggy it's going to feel outside. So take a look at South Florida. Still definitely feeling that mugginess in the air, but as we get up close to the north, it's definitely going to be a lot drier. So definitely do kind of be aware of that as you go into the next couple of days. It is going to be very dry. A lot of that dry air is also going to be reinforced by a cold front we have on our way. It's going to be impacting the southeast, but talk about that in just a second. Let's first take a look at our live radar. Really not a big story as we take a look at our live radar of our southeast. Again, like Ayana was mentioning, a couple of scattered showers and storms down in South Florida, but really pretty dry across the entirety of the southeast. And take a look at this. Here is that cold front I was talking about come Tuesday afternoon coming across the southeast, not bringing a whole lot of rain, but what it is going to do is cool those temperatures down quite a bit. So here in Tallahassee, that cold front's going to come through Wednesday morning, really taking those temperatures down a notch. So beware of that if you do have any early morning or overnight plans at all. So again, take a look at these overnight lows. Places like Nashville down into the mid 40s by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Definitely gonna be a good time to bundle up if you have any big fun plans on Bourbon Street at all. Also, very similar story in Charlotte. Those overnight lows are very, very low, 43, 42 degrees. So I'll definitely make sure to be grabbing my jacket if I do find myself in Charlotte. But tonight, again, we'll be cooling down quite a bit before, again, that false fall comes back into play. We get another nice and warm afternoon. But Chris, as we zoom out a little bit, what's going on in our national?
Yeah, so as we take a kind of a bigger look at much of the rest of the country, the southeast staying very high and dry, not a lot of activity down there, but things really start to shake up a bit as we look over towards the northeast. Let's zoom in on this low pressure system that's bringing some rain into the state of Maine right now. So it's going to cause a little bit of interruptions for those evening plans. And notice how we have some more showers and storms kind of wrapping around the backside of this low pressure system. Now that rain's starting to go from upstate New York, now heading into the state of Vermont. So keep an eye out. You're definitely going to want to bring those rain boots, if you maybe even an umbrella tonight. We also got a couple of showers and storms here in the plains. We have this system right here that's moving into South Dakota and even bringing a little bit of snow. It might be a little hard to tell, but right around here, it could be seeing a little bit of a wintry mix. So definitely a bit of a shakeup there in our weather pattern. But because of some of those storms, we do have a non-severe outlook for your SPC. Thankfully, no severe weather to worry about, but still some more rain on the way. Looking all around the country, very colorful map we have here. We have 55 here in Billings for what we're seeing right now, but much warmer in the state of Texas, 93 in San Antonio. Still the middle of October and still seeing those scorching hot temperatures. And unfortunately, because much of the country is staying rather dry right now, we're seeing those extreme drought conditions here in the Four Corners, even stretching up all the way into Montana. So hopefully we'll get some more rain in our forecast to hopefully bust those drought conditions. But as we put things into motion, you can see that low pressure system bringing a little bit of rain, even some snow over into parts of the Midwest, making its way to Michigan by Wednesday evening. But for tonight, pretty big range of temperatures to go around. Right at freezing there in Denver, some windy conditions as well. A little bit of rain over Minneapolis, but going to be staying in those low 40s. And for tomorrow's temperatures, you can kind of see, especially here in the south, you can kind of see where that front is going to be moving through by tomorrow. So in the southeast, you expect those 80s, some parts seeing 70s, but as we go over to the west, 60s and 70s to go around. But for your temperature outlook, you can see much of the west is going to be staying a little bit below average, but unfortunately looks very warm for the rest of the country. But now we're going to go to our special Monday segment, which is, of course, Mythbusters Monday with Daniela and Mila.
Yeah, of course. So I love Mythbuster Monday. I love proving things wrong. So that's just how it is. So this segment, we're actually going to talk a little bit more about fall. Now that it feels more like fall, we're going to go over some leaf changes, like the colors change of the leaves. So some people say early fall colors means a cold, snowy winter. Now, we've had some color changes happening a little early here in Tallahassee.
We have. I've actually noticed it way back in late September, which you'd think that fall, the leaves changing is more associated with temperature, right? Now, we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's right. It is false. And to tell you why here in just a second, it's really because it has to do with chlorophyll and the different amounts within the summer and the winter, or excuse me, summer and fall, and then also within just like in general losing sunlight.
Yes, I think the biggest factor actually is sunlight. So that's why we start to see, right, we see leaves change color, and during fall, based on the amount of sunlight, autumn temperatures, and more summer/fall rainfall. Also, color timing and intensity is based on past conditions. And so yes, there is no correlation between autumn color, the leaves changing, and fall temperatures. So there you have it. Now, with all this fall temperature, what's there to do around Tallahassee, Ainsley?
We're going to be taking a look at the sportscast here right now. We've got Monday Night Football. I think I'm going to hand this on over to a professional here. We've got Matthew. He knows more about sports than I do.
I appreciate it, because some good news for the Buccaneers. Abuka will be playing tonight, so against a battered secondary, the Lions will have to really fight in this game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that's really just been a juggernaut in the NFC. Monday Night Football, Texans versus the Seahawks, a really tough game for both these teams, but it will be in Seattle, and those temperatures, normal Seattle temperatures, a lot of cloud coverage overall. Then the Minnesota Wild versus the New York Rangers, both teams really struggling out of the gate, despite Minnesota paying Kaprizov so much money. Just hasn't paid off, but those temperatures are going to look really nice once you get outside of Madison Square Garden. Carolina Hurricanes will go to Las Vegas. Both teams undefeated with 10 points, and that temperature, I mean, that's undefeated right there. 80 degrees at 9 o'clock, and we're in late October. You just can't beat that. It's going to be really nice to be outside. Rockets versus the Thunder. The Thunder, the reigning NBA champions, will open the NBA season by raising their first ever championship banner with great temperatures, and once you get outside the game, might need a jacket as you walk out, but overall, it should be very nice. Warriors versus Lakers. Lakers without LeBron. Golden State trying to start off the season with the W. And we'll see some clouds over top, but once again, should be pretty nice. Might need a jacket for walking outside the game, but overall, should be a pretty nice day. The big game tonight, The Mariners versus the Blue Jays, Game 7, winner to play the Dodgers for the World Series. The Blue Jays have not won a pennant since 1933. The Seattle Mariners have never done it. So a big game for both these teams in Toronto. And now I'm going to hand it over to Ainsley with Lifestyle.
Yes, so we're going to be taking a look at the Sportsplex first here. 77, pretty clear. These are not clouds. Our camera just needs cleaned up a little bit here, but it's a great night to get outside. As always, I'll remind you to take this episode, watch it in the great outdoors. If you are taking your dog for a walk tomorrow, it's going to heat up quick here, 55 to 71 in the time span of 2 hours. So I would shoot to get out there early because you're going to want to take those layers off later in the day, but adjust accordingly whether you are warm-blooded or cold-blooded here. Taking a look at our hair cast, your hair is going to be treating you pretty nice here for the next couple of days, but any lower and we just might have to start breaking out the chapstick here. So enjoy it while it's in these good moderate days here. Taking a look at our airport delays in Tallahassee, we are all clear here, but if we take a look at the rest of the airports, it looks like JFK is getting hit with a lot of that precip. Again, Chris mentioned that in the national, but Denver is also on the upward trend there with a little bit of delays as well. In terms of pollen reports, it's medium for tree and grass there today, but ragweed is still staying pretty low, so not too terribly bad. But in terms of the stargazing forecast, we've got the Orionids coming up tonight. They're going to peak tonight and tomorrow night. I'll be out there watching them. It's a great night, new moon, little to no light pollution if you can find an area like that. Great conditions to get out and see it, and if you miss it tonight, you're going to get it tomorrow night. We're going to have a couple of chances, lots of sun coming up here in the forecast. Great to get outdoors here, but we're going to take it on over to Daniela, who's going to close us out.
Yeah, Ansley, she's got a great point. It is a great time to stay outdoors here in Tallahassee, even really around the whole entire Big Bend and South Georgia. Taking a look at this more fall color gradient here in the temperatures, staying mostly in the mid to upper 70s, seeing 74 in Thomas County, 74 also in Lowndes County. Here across the radar, we're staying high and dry basically right now. There's some backscatter on the radar, but no rain to be anticipated for quite some time. So enjoy that sunshine while you have it. Another look across the Big Bend and South Georgia, Tallahassee as our hot spot at 78. 78 as well down in Taylor County, 73 in Valdosta, once again in Lowndes County. To take a look into the next couple of days, some passing clouds to be expected for until you get into Wednesday, and check it out here. We got a cold front. It's more of a dry front, so you will have some passing clouds ahead of that front, mostly into the overnight hours, but anticipate nice and dry and a little bit cooler weather going into your Wednesday. Definitely pack your chapstick because you're going to need it. Those dew points are going to get fairly dry, drier than they are now going into the rest of the week. So that cold front will pass, go into Wednesday night, and expect a lot of more pleasant fall-like lows to look forward to. But before then, we're going to take a look at tonight. Still fairly pleasant from what we've been seeing. 49 in Tallahassee, even getting some blue patches up in South Georgia, even seeing those upper 40s. I know that's really good. Hope you have a chimney. It's going to be a nice night for a fire and some hot cocoa. Start celebrating for fall because it is surely starting to come along here and starting to break itself into the region. Going into tomorrow, staying in those low 80s, staying mostly sunny, getting a little bit of a cooler breeze from the west-southwest, but overall very pleasant weather to be out on Landis. And going into your week ahead, those rain chances are going to stay mostly limited and move on to near nil chances towards the end of your week once that front passes. But check this out, some upper 40s into your forecast. Chances of rain possible going into the beginning of your work week next week. But overall, lovely fall weather, guys. Chris and Matt, what are you guys doing to celebrate this wonderful fall weather?
You know, last night I actually started binge watching some Halloween movies. Like I watched Scream last night. With my roommate, I also started watching, I'm blanking on it now, but like it's already like time to just start binging those Halloween movies. So I made sure, you know, after that front pass yesterday, we got some much needed rain. So definitely a little bit helpful with that front passing through, but definitely have to start watching some Halloween movies. I don't know. What about you, Matt?
Yes, I know that in one of my classes we're watching Halloween Town 2, but I've never seen Halloween Town 1, so I do need to go watch that. But tonight I got my co-ed softball IM game, so I will be at the Sportsplex at 9 o'clock trying to get another win after, you know, it was kind of, I'm not going to lie, it was a little cloudy last time we were out there, which was really surprising because when I was on campus, it was pretty clear for the most part. So a little bit of a surprise of the Sportsplex that I saw some clouds. It almost looked like fog at times.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's, you know, with this weather that we're getting, you know, I was really happy to finally get out my sweater this morning and hopefully be able to run it back again tomorrow with maybe be able to bundle up a little bit more in the morning, but, you know, think we kind of get more of that false fall type of vibe in that, later part of the day, and you just gotta take it off.
Yeah,
Too hot.
I saw many people trying to shed layers today. But don't forget to follow us on X at FSU Weather.
Make sure to follow us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And we are also on Instagram at FSU Weather.
And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at FSU Weather.
Last but certainly not least, don't forget to follow us at FSU Weather on TikTok.
And here's one last look at your 7-day forecast.